Everyone says EVs are maintenance-free, but that is a dangerously expensive lie. While you don't have an engine to change oil on, you do have a $15,000 high-voltage battery that starts degrading the moment you treat it like a gas tank. The dealership sold you the future, but they conveniently forgot to give you the instruction manual on how to keep it alive. If you drive, charge, and brake like you used to, you are actively burning money. Today I'm giving you the owner's manual they didn't print. The secrets to saving your range, your tires, and your wallet. I had to learn the hard way that a few simple, almost invisible habits can be the difference between a totally joyful ownership experience and facing some shockingly expensive battery problems down the road. You see, an electric car isn't just a car without a gas tank, it's a powerful computer on wheels, and it needs a whole new way of thinking. The dealership sold you the future, but they kind of forgot the instructions. That's why I made this video. I'm going to share the top EV maintenance secrets that every new owner absolutely needs to know. These are the practical, real-world tips that will help prevent premature battery aging, save you thousands on repairs, and keep you on the road with more range and more confidence. Let's get into it. The number one secret, mastering your battery's health. First things first, let's talk about the heart and soul of your electric car, the high-voltage battery. This is by far the most expensive part of your vehicle, and how you treat it from day one will have a bigger impact on your car's value and lifespan than anything else. The problem is, most of us come from the world of gasoline cars, where we're used to running the tank to empty before filling it all the way up. If you do that with your EV, you are actively hurting its most valuable asset. The dealership probably showed you how to plug it in, but they almost certainly didn't explain the details of how and when to charge to keep the battery healthy for the long haul. Think of it this way. Every time you push your battery to its absolute limits, either charging to 100% for a normal day or letting it drop to near zero, you're putting a ton of stress on the lithium-ion cells inside. It's like stretching a rubber band to its breaking point over and over. Eventually, it just doesn't snap back. For your battery, this means it permanently loses some of its ability to hold a charge. This is called battery degradation, and it means less range for you and a lower resale value. While this isn't a catastrophe, real-world data from companies like Recurrent and Geotab show that EV batteries degrade at about 1 to 2% per year on average, and suboptimal habits can speed this up. The solution, and the biggest secret in EV ownership, is the 20 to 80 rule. For your daily driving, try to keep your batteries charged between 20 and... Modern EVs make this incredibly easy. You can go right into your car's settings or its app and set a daily charging limit of 80%. The car does the rest. This simple step dramatically reduces stress on the battery. Of course, for long road trips where you need all the range you can get, charging to 100% is totally fine. The trick is to not make it a daily habit. Part of this is also understanding what kind of food your battery likes. DC fast chargers, the ones at public stations that can add tons of range in under 30 minutes, are amazing for road trips. However, relying on them every day isn't ideal for long-term health. While modern EVs have great cooling systems, the intense power of fast charging can still contribute to faster aging over time. For most of your charging, the slower level 2 charger you have at home is the best choice for your battery's longevity. The final piece of the battery puzzle is managing extreme temperatures. Your EV's battery is a bit like Goldilocks. It doesn't like it too hot or too cold. Heat is often called the battery's silent killer. Whenever you can, park in the shade or a garage on blistering hot days. Cold weather brings a different challenge, temporary range loss. You might be shocked to see your range estimate drop by 10 to 30% on a freezing day. This happens because a cold battery is an inefficient battery, and the car has to use its own energy to warm it up. The secret here is preconditioning. While your car is still plugged in at home, use the app to tell it to warm up the cabin and the battery before you head out. This uses power from the grid, not your battery, so you start your drive with a happy warm battery and the maximum possible range for that day. The number 2 secret, the killer of EV range, your tires. Let's move on to our second secret, and this is one that catches almost every new EV owner by surprise. If you've noticed your car isn't quite getting the range it used to, or you feel like you're buying tires more often than you ever did with your old gas car, the culprit is almost definitely your tires. Here's why. Your EV is secretly a tire shredding machine. It's because of two things. First, EVs are incredibly heavy thanks to their massive battery packs. All that weight puts a constant load on your tires. Second, they have instant torque. The second you touch the accelerator, 100% of the motor's power goes to the wheels. While that's what makes EVs so fun to drive, that instant twist puts a lot of strain on the rubber. You might think, so what? I'll just buy new tires. But it's a little more sinister than that. This accelerated wear is silently killing your car's efficiency. When your tires wear down unevenly or are underinflated, it seriously increases their rolling resistance. An underinflated tire is less round and needs more energy to move. This can slash your EV's range by 5 to 10% or even more. You're literally wasting electricity just because of your tires. Studies show that EVs can wear out tires 20 to 30% faster than similar gas cars. The solution is to get serious about your tires. First, make a monthly pressure check a habit. At least once a month, check your tire pressure. Don't use the number on the tire's sidewall. That's the max pressure. The right pressure is on a sticker inside the driver's side door. Most EVs even show you the pressure for each tire on the dashboard. Keeping them properly inflated is the single best thing you can do for your range and tire life. Next, tire rotations are non-negotiable. Because of the weight and power delivery, regular rotations are even more critical. You should get your tires rotated every 6,000 miles to make sure they wear evenly. This simple service will save you from buying a new set of tires way too soon. When it is time for a new set, don't just grab the cheapest option. Look for tires made specifically for electric vehicles. These EV-rated tires use stronger compounds to handle the weight and torque, and they have lower rolling resistance to keep your car efficient. Finally, actually look at your tread. The legal minimum is 2/32 of an inch, but your tire's grip in the rain is way worse long before that point. For safety, you should really start thinking about replacing them when they hit 4/32 of an inch. A quick peek can save you from a scary situation on a wet road. If you're finding these secrets helpful and you're already thinking about how to treat your EV a little better, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out and tells YouTube that other EV owners might find this useful too. It just takes a second, but it makes a huge difference. Thanks. The number 3 secret, the EV brake paradox. Alright, on to secret number 3, which is all about one of the coolest parts of your EV, regenerative braking. This is the system that slows the car by running the motor in reverse, turning your momentum back into electricity. It's brilliant, and since it does most of the slowing down, your traditional brake pads and rotors can last an incredibly long time, sometimes well over 100,000 miles. But here's the paradox. The dealer probably told you you'll barely ever need a brake job. What they didn't tell you is that because you use your physical brakes so rarely, they can actually become a safety issue. Imagine this. You're on the highway and someone cuts you off. You slam on the brakes expecting to stop on a dime, but instead you feel a grinding or pulsing, and the car doesn't slow down like it should. This can happen because the brake rotors, the metal discs, can get a layer of rust and corrosion from not being used, especially if you live somewhere wet or snowy. Regenerative braking is so good that your brake pads might not touch the rotors for days, letting moisture build up. When you finally need them in an emergency, they might not work as well as they should. It's a classic case of if you don't use it, you lose it. So what's the secret? You have to use your brakes on purpose every now and then. Once every few weeks, find a safe, empty road with no one behind you. Get up to about 50 miles per hour, then brake firmly. Not a panic stop, but a good solid press down to about 10 miles per hour. Do this 5 or 6 times. This presses the pads against the rotors, scraping off that surface rust and keeping them clean and ready for when you really need them. It feels weird, but it's a critical safety habit. The other hidden danger is the brake fluid. Just like in a gas car, brake fluid naturally absorbs water over time. This lowers its boiling point, and in a hard stop, that water can boil and create air bubbles in the brake lines. Air compresses, fluid doesn't, and suddenly your brake pedal feels spongy and goes to the floor. Because the pads and rotors last so long, it's easy to forget the fluid. Check your owner's manual, but a good rule of thumb is to have your brake fluid flushed and replaced every 2 to 3 years, no matter how many miles you've driven. It's a cheap service that prevents a catastrophic failure. The number 4 secret, the software secret. Secret number 4 is one that a lot of new owners ignore because it feels more like phone maintenance than car maintenance. Your EV is basically a sophisticated computer on wheels, and its software is just as important as its mechanical parts. The problem starts when that notification pops up. A software update is available. It's so easy to hit remind me later, thinking it's just some minor tweak to the infotainment screen. You figure you'll get to it, but ignoring these updates is a huge mistake. You're not just missing out on a new feature, you could be neglecting your car's health, safety, and performance. These over-the-air or OTA updates often have critical bug fixes, improvements to the battery management system that can actually boost your range, and crucial upgrades to safety systems like traction control. Manufacturers are constantly improving the software that runs your car. By not updating, you're choosing to drive an older, less optimized, and potentially less safe version of your own car. The solution is simple. Treat your car's software updates like you treat your phones. The second you get that notification, install it. Most cars let you schedule it for overnight so it doesn't mess up your day. If your car has an automatic updates option, turn it on. And here's a pro tip. A common reason an OTA update fails is a weak 12-volt battery. Yep, your high-tech EV has a little old-school 12-volt battery, just like a gas car. It runs all the computers when the big battery is off, including during a software update. If that little battery is old or weak, the update can fail. This is another reason your annual inspection is so important. The tech will check the health of that 12-volt battery and help you avoid these kinds of electronic headaches. Finally, take a minute to read the release notes for each update. You'll be surprised by what you find. Sometimes a software update gives your car a noticeable horsepower boost, a smoother ride, or a cool new feature you didn't even know was coming. It's one of the most exciting parts of owning a modern EV. Number 5. Your EV maintenance blueprint. So we've covered the big secrets. How do you put it all together into a simple plan? Let's build your EV maintenance blueprint. First, on a monthly basis, check your tire pressure and give the tread a quick visual inspection. Next, every 6,000 to 8,000 miles, get a tire rotation and have the alignment checked. This is key for making your tires last. Then, on a yearly basis, it's time for a professional checkup. This is where a mechanic will do a multi-point inspection covering the brake system, suspension parts, coolant hoses, and the health of that all-important 12-volt battery. This visit is also a good time to replace the cabin air filter. Every 2 to 4 years, depending on your manufacturer's recommendation, get your brake fluid flushed and replaced to keep your braking system safe. And finally, on a much longer-term schedule, your mechanic will check things like the battery coolant and AC desiccant, but you should always follow the specific guidelines in your car's owner's manual for these items. And there you have it, the secrets the dealership probably didn't tell you. By turning these simple tips into habits, you're not just maintaining your car, you're actively preserving its value, performance, and safety. Let's do a lightning-fast recap. Number 1. Protect your battery with the 20 to 80 rule for daily charging. Number 2. Check your tire pressure every month to maximize your range and tire life. Number 3. Intentionally use your brakes firmly every few weeks to keep them rust-free and ready for an emergency. And number 4. Always install software updates as soon as they're available. You now have the knowledge that separates a casual EV driver from a true EV owner. But this is just the beginning. If you want to dive even deeper, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next video, where we'll uncover the hidden costs of EV ownership that nobody talks about. I want to hear from you. What's the one EV secret you wish you knew sooner? Drop it in the comments below. Your experience could help another new owner out. Enjoy the car, drive safe, and I'll see you in the next one.